Hello and Happy New Year! I hope you all started the year well. I know I haven't uploaded anything in a long time. Yeah, my last update was in September. It was a monthly update, and I wanted to do the in-between ones, but now I decided I'm just going to do a big one, you know, what happened between September 19th and New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day. So technically what happened after September 19th in the last year. Well, so the first thing that happened, as you can see, I dyed my hair thrice actually. I first dyed it kind of blondish and it turned out, you know, like here, like that, like a reddish brown blonde mush. And I intended to dye it like a mauve purplish color. That lasted for about 3 days. And then I stuck with this, tried to dye it red. That stayed for 3 days and now I'm just like that. Yeah, I went up the arch with my boyfriend and we saw St. Louis from above, which was really cool. It was kind of scary to go up because the elevators that go up there are like small and you sit in them and they feel like, I don't know, a space capsule thingy, but it was really cool to see. And then in October, we went to Kentucky and saw a football game. We did the tailgate and everything, like all the typical, you know, things Americans do for football games. It was really cool. The game was really fun. We're actually gonna watch another one today. That's why I'm in game clothes. That's why I'm also filming from his house. And yeah, because we're about to leave and yeah, watch another game today on TV, obviously. But yeah, that one was live and like the whole vibe in the stadium is really cool. While we were in Kentucky, the day after the game, we also went to a pumpkin patch. That was actually my first time to pumpkin patch ever. We went to one when I lived in Ojai, but it wasn't really a patch where you actually like take a ride out onto the patch where the pumpkins grow. It was more a patch. So they had like all the pumpkins lined up and you could pick one and buy it. So it was more like a sales spot. Then one in Kentucky was like a real patch. So it was really cool.
I know, I'm losing everything. I'm like, I remember that. I'm running now, thank you.
And then shortly after that, my boyfriend and I started a bet who can lose more weight in a month by percentage. We both failed. I still lost. And so I had to buy him dinner at the end of it. We're kind of pathetic, but we know that. So I also got a new phone because I smashed mine when I was in Niagara. It fell on the concrete floor, shattered. And so since I have the Apple insurance, I actually got the same phone but new for just $100. So I did that because it sounded like a pretty good deal to me. And then also in October, the day before Halloween, we were in my boyfriend's parents' neighborhood and we carved our pumpkins because they had a little candy trunk or treating thingy there. So we carved our pumpkins and had a chili cook-off that I took part in. I obviously didn't win. I didn't expect to win either, but you know, it was just for the fun. I also went to 2 haunted houses and it was really fun. It was my first time. I went to one that was right here in downtown St. Louis and one where we had to like drive out a good bit. That was Creepy World. Apparently that's like really popular and also featured in like the National Geographic or something like that. Creepy World was a little more expensive than the one that I did down here, but actually they were the same price. But the one in St. Louis was indoors in like an old brewery in the basement and it was really cool, really dark. They had a lot of like strobe lights and stuff. I hate strobe lights, I hate them. but it was really fun, and I did it with some other au pairs. And Creepy World I did with my boyfriend's sister because he was out of town when we had the chance to do it, because they were only valid for so long. And the first time we went, we didn't get in because it was too full. And yeah, that was really cool, and I can really recommend haunted houses to everybody who is kind of into Halloween, because like they are creepy, but they're not like frighteningly creepy unless, you know, you have some sort of trauma or something. But they're really cool because like it's all staged, you know, they're not allowed to actually like touch you or do anything to you. But I mean, if somebody's coming after you with a saw, it's still creepy. But it was really fun. And then for Halloween, first we went hiking in the morning actually to Elephant Rock, which is like a little state park pretty close to here. And they have like gigantic rocks there. And I've been wanting to go for a fairly long time, but I've never been. And then we went and it was super cool. And after that we had, it was like Halloween night. We gave candy to kids in my host dad's neighborhood for trick-or-treating. Unfortunately, there weren't really many kids, which was kind of not what we had expected because the neighborhood has kind of many kids usually. And we were dressed up for that a little bit. Like, I didn't feel like investing money into Halloween this year, so I only went with what I had already. The weekend after Halloween, I took a road trip to Evansville, Indiana with some other girl to visit our boyfriends because they were close and they were there with work. And it was pretty fun because it's only like 2 hours away, a little bit more. And it was like a nice little road trip to, you know, just say hello. And we were just spontaneously like, hey, let's go visit them. So that was pretty fun too. The weekend before Thanksgiving, my boyfriend and I went to Chicago on a road trip. I drove us there. The first thing we did was go to Panda Express because Panda Express in Chicago has their current limited time only vegan orange chicken. And they only have that in like 5 cities across the country. And Chicago is one of them and the closest one to us. And I had to try it and it was awesome. And I want to go back to Chicago just to go to Panda Express. Kind of pathetic, I know, but it was so good. We also saw the Home Alone house and the Shameless house, which are both, well, in Chicago because, you know, the show and the movie were filmed there. I also met one of my boyfriend's friends, and actually the first friend, like, of his longer friends that I've met. And we just like strolled through the city together, the three of us, which was really fun. We went to Chicago Diner, which is my favorite restaurant ever. They're so good. If you ever go to Chicago Diner. So when it was the three of us, we saw the Bean. And the night before we went to the Christmas market because I wanted to show my boyfriend like what a European Christmas market looks like because it's pretty authentic, honestly. Obviously like not as big as a German one and as nice, but it's still pretty authentic. Like it's not completely off like most German things that Americans try to imitate. We also went up the sky deck. I was fucking horrified. I'm afraid of heights, and standing on a glass platter 103 floors above the ground is not fun. Not fun at all. We also didn't get a good picture because you only have like 1 minute, and yeah, the person who took the pictures didn't like wait for the timer to go down because my phone does this timer to adjust the light when it's dark, and she didn't wait, so they all got blurry. Yeah, great. But it was still a fun trip. I also crashed my windshield on the way back, and that cost me $500. Yay! And then yeah, the weekend after was Thanksgiving. We didn't really do much. We had lunch, yeah, at home, and then we went to the movie theater and watched Clifford the Big Red Dog. Family movie. My kids watch those most of the time. Yeah, but it was actually really fun. I was like, I don't know if I want to see this, but once we were in there, it was really funny and like pretty adult friendly. Like they made a lot of like not kid jokes. I liked it. And then a week later, we went to City Museum, which is a museum here in St. Louis, and it's technically a gigantic jungle gym because you walk like through the whole thing and you climb up here, climb down there, take a secret passageway, and yeah, it's cool. It was something else. I have never been before, but it was really fun. Not really the best thing for my knee, so we couldn't do like everything, and like they had like this big net like up top that you could like climb up and like walk on or something. Like we couldn't do that, or yeah, some other stuff, or like all the slides, and yeah, but it was still really fun. If you come to St. Louis for visits, I can recommend you to go there. On December 3rd, I got an early 6-month anniversary gift. Our anniversary, or 6 months anniversary, was December 19th, but I got it early on December 3rd, and it was a flight over St. Louis with my boyfriend's friend, who's a pilot. And so we took the little like 4-seater plane and flew over St. Louis, and I got to see the plane for a little bit, and it was really cool. And also just like, you know, being up so high, like in the plane but right by the window, it's like different than being in a passenger plane, because like, yes, you do see the same thing kind of, but we were like lower and closer, and then we had like this really nice reflection on the wing, so it all looked really pretty, and we could take like great pictures, and it was really cool. It was really cool and a really great gift. That same weekend, we also went to a concert. It was like a little jingle fest thingy. They had like 5 country acts that, so they always show people who are kind of newcomers, kind of not, in the country music world. And some people who have been there became like really big. The biggest one is probably Taylor Swift. She played there in like 2013, I think, maybe a little before that even, but you know, like right before she became big, and it's like really cool to see. So maybe the people we saw will be big like in a couple of years too. Yeah, it was a really great night, really great music, and it was fucking cold in there, but it was still great. The biggest change happened the weekend after that, or no, the Monday after the Jingle Fest. I was kicked out by my host dad. He did not understand that I have 2 bosses, so I was kicked out. And for like, actually just for the night, but my host mom decided she didn't want me to work for him anymore, which is probably for the best, honestly. But anyway, I only work for her now. I only live with her. So I technically only work part-time because she only has the kids part-time, and the other, 50% of time they're at his house, and he just doesn't have an au pair anymore now. Yeah. So yeah, Monday we had like a big incident, which is when he kicked me out for the night, and I went to my host mom's house, and then my LCC got involved in everything, and Tuesday the LCC and my boyfriend and I went over to his house and got all my things. And people, I have so much stuff. Not funny. So yeah, we brought all the stuff over. My room at my host mom's house was completely stacked with shit. Like, it was so full, like you couldn't even put your feet down anywhere. It took me like 2 or 3 days to like put it all away, find space for everything. But yeah, now I'm settled in, only living with her. And yeah, that's how we're gonna do it for the next 5 months because I'm only gonna be here for another 5 months anyway. Yeah, that was early December, and in like mid-December, I started being active again and going to the gym every day, which I've been pretty good about until now. And I'm not planning to stop, so that's pretty good. And I feel like I'm kind of getting into the flow again. I haven't been able to do that in the past 2 years, partly because of my knee, partly because I was lazy. But now my knee is not at its best again. Even though I'm done with physical therapy, but it's fine, or good enough to just do some workouts, and actually it feels better when I work out a lot. So yeah, I am just gonna keep doing that, and yeah, hope I won't lose, interest and get lazy again. We also went bouldering, which was the first time for me. I've never bouldered before. I've climbed before with like a harness and ropes and stuff. I've done that twice, but I haven't bouldered before. My boyfriend has, so we decided we're gonna go. And it was really fun. It was really hard, especially with my knee, and like I had to be like super careful so I don't like bump it or something, and like don't like put too much pressure on it, but it was still really cool. My host mom also invited me to a really cool thing. We went on the Polar Express. There is this thing here, so they're doing the Polar Express and they put you in a train and they do that hot chocolate show that they have in the movie, and the train goes like back and forth for like half an hour. And Santa comes in and he gives you one of those little bells that the little boy in Polar Express finds in his pocket at the end of the movie. I hope I didn't spoil anyone. Anyway, so we got that, and we got mugs, and they play Christmas music the whole time, and they sing some songs, and they tell the story of the Polar Express and read it from a book, and it was really, really fun. And we went there with our matching pajamas, the kids, my host mom, and I. And it was really cool. It was a really, really cool thing. And yeah, even seeing Santa there was amazing, and he gave like everybody the little bell and said something nice, and it was a really cool experience.
Oh, we got it! So we got it! Oh, we got it! Here we only got one rule. Very much. Keep it cooking in the pot.
And then the week before Christmas, we went to see some Christmas lights in a park that's kind of right by my house. And we also saw Christmas lights after Christmas because they canceled our appointment before Christmas because it was raining. So we did it after Christmas on the 28th. And they were really pretty. And it was super cool to see those. I wish we had those in Germany. Like, it would be awesome. But I guess people in Germany wouldn't pay money for it, so they don't do it. Because people are greedy. Christmas was really cool too. I had a really good time. We did raclette for lunch on Christmas Eve because last year my host mom bought that raclette thing because I told her about it, and then we do that in Germany for Christmas Eve and everything. And so she really wanted one and convinced that Swedish couple to sell her theirs, or one of theirs, and they didn't want to, but she made them or convinced them, so it was really cool. And yeah, now we have a raclette, so we used it again. And then for dinner on Christmas Eve, we went to my boyfriend's parents' house and stayed there for Christmas morning as well. My host kids were also at their dad's house, so we didn't like do Christmas at her house yet. They only came back on Wednesday, so the 29th. So that's when we did Christmas at my host mom's house. And so yeah, that was my last Christmas in America for now. And I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to doing it the German way again next year, or if I actually like the American way better. I think I like the German way better, with, you know, like Christmas Eve being the most important day of Christmas, and Christmas Day, like Christmas Day 1 and 2 just being, you know, holidays. However, I dislike that in Germany everything is closed for those 2 days, because it's just tedious. You can't do anything. You just sit at home and you're bored. And here, things are closed on Christmas Day on the 25th, but they open up again on the 26th because Americans don't celebrate Christmas anymore on the 26th. That's weird to me too, but I kind of like it because I'm not a big fan of holidays. I think they're boring, and I'm really glad they're over. Then, yeah, we did Christmas on the 29th at my host mom's house. And on the 30th, it was my birthday. I turned 25, which means I can rent cars now without paying a stupid young driver's fee. Yay! I'm also fucking old. So, I'm not sure how good that actually is, but I can't really change it, unfortunately, so. Anyway, I had a really good birthday. We had cake. My host mom got a cake from the same place. She got it last year, and it was amazing, and it was amazing this year too. And my boyfriend came over for cake, and then my host mom, the kids, and my host mom's stepdad went out to dinner to my favorite restaurant in the city. And we went to a musical after. We watched Cats. I've never seen it. It was really cool. I did like it. I really like musicals, and so yeah, it was really cool to see that. We also had good seats, and yeah. And then yesterday, last day of the year, I worked out in the morning. There was like nothing really special going on till we went for dinner. We got hibachi. You know, that thing where they like cook in front of you on this big stove, and you know, they make kind of a show, and then they make, you know, like the food that you order right in front of you there. And afterwards, my boyfriend and I went out to a bar, an arcade bar that we both like, and then we actually had our first date at as well. And yeah, we just spent New Year's there, and stayed until like after 12, until the new year. It's crazy that it's 2022 already. Like 2021 flew by so fast, and it was such a good year. And I'm gonna do like a real recap as my next video, and like put some impressions together, probably like just a diet show. So I'm gonna put that together, and that's gonna be my next video. So stay tuned to see my recap. I did one last year too, and I really liked that, so I'm gonna do that again. I also wanted to do like a reel or a little video with 2021 in numbers for me. I might include that in the recap. I'll think about that. But I hope you had fun listening to all my updates. There was a lot going on here, especially with the move. Like, oh my god, that was so stressful. But yeah, now the new year is here. I hope it's gonna bring a lot of new adventures, a lot of good moments, a lot of good memories for you guys as well. And if you are coming to the US soon, I hope that you have a really good start to your au pair year, or that your experiences are gonna stay great if you're here already. I can't believe I'll be home in half a year. I'll be home this year, and there's no way that's gonna change. I won't be able to extend again or anything. I will be going home this year. It's so crazy to think about it. And then I'll go to Australia next year, which used to be the year after next, so that's fun. I hope you all had a good start into your new year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.